In this video, I want to talk to you about the sworn enemy of all creators. Well, sworn enemy is maybe a little strong, and I don't know everybody. The point is, I want to talk about ambition and some of the negative effects that it can have on your creative process and the stuff that you're trying to make. I just finished writing a song, and I'm really, really excited about it.
You've been begging for parlay. Your flag is more black and white.
It's not a new song, it's really like a Frankenstein monster composed of little bits of old songs that have been sitting around in my hard drive looking for a home and that have finally been assembled together into this just beautiful, deadly thing. It's gonna be so awesome! And this is precisely the moment that I need to pause and start to reel in some of that energy before it spirals into the dreaded ambition. Now, some ambition is totally normal and necessary. You have to have the ambition to do a thing in order to even do the thing. I'm not talking about that healthy, reasonable ambition. I'm talking about the kind of ambition that effortlessly snowballs into like grander and grander ideas. Almost as soon as I finish the voice memos demo of this song, it's hard. I'm always looking for new places to put my little tripod. It's kind of hard to find them. I guess we're going to use the djembe. We're going to the djembe. As soon as I wrapped the demo, I wanted to come out into the shed and start recording guitar parts, but I really only thought about that little normal ambition for about 5 seconds before I felt myself building into something bigger. Because this song I'm finishing, it's not just made up of any little body parts that were lying around. I gotta tell you about the summer of 2012. It was a hard time, a strange time, a lonely time. I was living by myself in Athens, Georgia, had an unbelievable amount of free time to myself, and I decided that I was going to write an album's worth of songs. And quite to my surprise, I actually had enough decent working songs to have even made that ambition possible. I poured myself into those songs, really like building and building the idea of what they could become, until I looked up and it was like August 1st. Found myself in just an unbelievable mess of a project that I thought I was realizing over the course of a few months, but that I really didn't take anywhere. Because instead of working on it in like reasonable, logical pieces that could eventually build into the final project, I just attacked the whole thing haphazardly. I let my ambition get away from me, and I never finished that album. I left almost all of those songs in their 2012 forms to rot. That breaks my heart because I loved those ideas at the time. I would love to finish them, and I've finished a few of them, and I'm pretty proud of them.
I feel your breath against my neck. You say you like the smell of my cologne.
But I have to be careful every time I work on a song that originates from this era, because as I start to work on it, I get more than the ambition to finish that song. I start to build the ambition to finish the album. Dust it off, tear those old songs apart, rebuild them better than ever, and come out with the album that I should have made 13... How many years? Wait, what's 20... like 10-ish, I don't know, a lot of years ago. And that is what is happening to me today. I'm taking this old song called 4 a.m.
Don't you lie on the bathroom floor.
I've turned it into something that I know is good enough for it to be finished. I am excited to throw myself into recording that song, and yet I feel this pull for me to focus not just on that song, but on the entire album that could have been bigger, better, more satisfying, that could be the defining statement that I make as an artist in my lifetime. Can't you see how this gets grander and grander in my mind? And that ambition knows what to say. It knows how to intoxicate me. It's done it before. It did it in the summer of 2012 when I found myself like tracking lead vocals for songs that I knew didn't have finished lyrics, and couldn't help myself because that voice was saying the same things, basically, that it's saying to me now. I'm older, hopefully wiser, and at least I recognize that it's happening, but I'm still worried. I'm worried about what that ambition means for the project that is actually at hand. And that means I have to find a way not only to ignore and sort of say hush hush to that ambitious voice inside of me, but to think about the song without allowing myself to think about how it might connect to some of these other songs that I've associated with it for now more than 10 years. I've reinforced those old associations time and again in my memory, and it is going to be hard to break them. Maybe impossible. So what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to work on this song without shaking the chains that are attached to all these other songs? Now that feeling, the despair at wondering, how am I going to do this? It's kind of like the evil twin of ambition. I'd call it just like futility, a sense of futility. In my experience, it almost always comes along with grand ambition. I'll vacillate from the beautiful wonder of this new idea and the sense that the new idea is impossible, and as a result, everything is meaningless, blah, blah, blah. And that's not helpful either. It's just another version of extreme thinking that can derail the thing that I'm trying to do. So how am I supposed to navigate myself between these giant cliffs of ambition and fatalism? I started this YouTube channel in December of 2020. And when I think about that in the larger scope of my life, it's actually kind of shocking because only about a year before that, I told myself that I was done making music. I felt like it was this creature inside of me that would hunger forever and was only going to eat up and interfere with the things that I really cared about in my life. So I told myself that I was gonna be finished, that it was the end, that I was never gonna write another song. And then there was a little quieter voice inside me that said, there's a couple of these old songs that really mean something to you, and I think you'll regret if you don't finish them. Just finish them up, and then when you're done with that, you can actually be done. I thought of it as sort of like the last couple items on what had seemed like an endless to-do list. Not really caring about how much fidelity I paid to the original versions, how great they turned out in the end, just trying to finish them. And I did finish them. It turns out that the antidote to my grand ambition and the sense of futility and powerlessness and meaninglessness that came along with failing that ambition was to narrow my focus, not only to one song at a time, but to completing those songs in a way that served really only me. It didn't serve the ideas that I had, even that old me had in the past about what those songs were or what they might be. It was just serving me in that moment with the sense of getting it done and then putting it behind me. And that's what I've continued to do up until this day. The funny thing is that narrowed focus didn't kill my ambition. It just redirected it away from things that are kind of hard to quantify or even understand, like, is a song great? Onto things like, do I like that? Does it seem complete? Do I feel good as I'm writing this song? Is it making me happy? In any given moment, I could take a deep breath and judge where I was vis-a-vis each of those factors. In the end, I don't think that ambition is inherently bad or even dangerous for a creator to feel. But if that ambition is focused on what might come true in the future or what might have been in the past, then it can't be grounded, it can't be stable, and it can't ever really be effective, because those things, the future and the past, are not real. The only thing that's real is the present, the experiences that you're having right now. I can't overstate the importance of this realization. By turning my ambition and energy and excitement toward present tense, real feelings, I was able to renew my interest and commitment to writing songs. What does that mean for my new song project? I'm excited to start work on that project. That's where my thinking about it is going to stop. I haven't started the work. Until I go to step one, there's no point in me thinking about step two, because I know That's the best way for me to finish this song, this project, in a satisfying way and turn away from the looming ambition and fatalism that might otherwise inadvertently crush the project. That was a lot of words. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you have trouble with ever-escalating ambition and its like evil twin, fatalism. Let me know if there's anything that you are working on or are afraid to work on because it might summon especially gnarly versions of those feelings. As always, I appreciate your time. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you around.